tree bad. Silly pilot bad. Anybody find a solution for this thing? I'm putting vinyl on it. So I have my wife as an accomplice on this. I didn't go out here and do this all by myself. That's I guess if you were at the base of the tree, it's probably about a 70-foot tree. And that little outcropping on the right is exactly where my my fault lay. My fault lay, and I thought I could go around the damn thing. Sometimes. So, if you fly this way, though, you are less encumbered by trees because, well, there aren't any. Thanks for... look at that. No wind today. Thanks for all your concern and gentle jibes about my absolute inability to stay out of a tree. Of late. I'm just lucky I could go out there and get it. The hardest part is that transition, just trying to get her trimmed out. You're torquing. The transition from the ladder to the branches. The branches are so thick and evenly spaced, you can't, you really can't fall. You know, you would just hang up in the branches.
4 minutes.
They put servo extender arms in this thing to get greater throws. There we go. Love instant trim for these things. And in doing so, they're the first things to break when you do a header like I did, getting it out of the tree. You know, I hated it. I flung it out knowing that probably gonna break something, and I think what all I broke was I knocked the servo out of its spot. The servo extending arm got broken, which happened previously to the opposite side. A bunch of little cracks, which were all basically repaired with hot glue. And then at the tip of each wing, the live hinge had torn a couple of inches on one side and ½ inch on the other. Just fixed that with foam tack. I was checking out my old big tube of foam tack, and that damn thing, it is gone. It finally died, the last ½ ounce of it. I'll only buy those little, oh, the tree. Those little ones again. That's when I have a bunch of them. So simultaneously, I'm working on my fireplace. We have one of those cheesy fireplaces. I call it Fireplace O Cheese. It's faux. Kicks out about 1,400 watts of heat, and when above freezing, that will heat the entire rig. I had some lights burn out on it. It has 3 lights up underneath it. So I replaced them because I'm all proud with LED lights, but it caused the thing to flash when you turn it on initially, and I thought, well, I'm irritating some electronic part. And then it exhibited the behavior where every now and then it just shut off, and then you go to turn it back on, it would partially turn on. The lights would turn on, but there'd be no heat. So I pulled it out and I replaced the lights with LED lights, and I was all proud, beautiful, you know, less wattage. It's 14, I think the new LED lights were 12 watts for the equivalent of 120. Yeah. So what I ended up doing was still getting the same symptoms, but now I have lights.
1 minute.
Went ahead and pulled the thing apart yesterday and found that they're using spade connectors to connect to everything, the board, everything, just like you would on just about any other device. And what ended up happening was, put picture in your mind, spade connector, and then they have this little U-shaped device that connects two spade connectors. And then that spade connector slides over a flat spade. You picture that in your head?
20 seconds. Throttle hold.
Check out my new rubber. That works perfectly. The other one allows it to sling around and not work so good. So, two spade connectors are hooked together via a flat spade and then slid onto the main spade that connects to one side of the thermostat. Picture that in your head. Well, that spade
Telemetry recovered.
device that connects the two together just disintegrated when I touched it. And the other day, between massive storms,
Throttle active.
taking off at some other place in Kentucky, what we found was we caught a smell of overheated electronics. Well, I thought it may perhaps have been somehow that when the light bulbs blew in the thing, because I could kind of smell it out of there. Or something got on the heating element, that shouldn't have. So we wrote it off. Well, at further inspection on my little fireplace, I found the spade connector destroyed, and what it must have done is that in Kentucky it must have just simply overheated and continued to still work though. I found that the plug going into the socket was melting. That's the main plug that goes into the socket where it plugs in for power. That same socket, you could tell that the plastic is overheated. So I got my brush out
4 minutes.
and I brushed the connectors, cleaned everything up, brushed the connectors, got connector cleaner out, and took the spade connector that had died and cut it off, and then spliced it and soldered it into a line that was good. Both lines are going to the same place. They were just using ganky ass spade connectors to get them there. So what I ended up doing was doing that, put everything back together, works like a charm. What I am going to do at the next stop, or when we have time to sit, is I'm going to look very, very closely at the plug. I'm at least going to replace the plug on that thing. I'm probably going to go ahead and shorten the cord. There's no reason for the cord to be 2 feet long, 3 feet long. That right there will help a bunch. The sockets that go into the wall, the females, if you will, they're very specialized, of course, because they're RV stuff. Probably replace that in Presque Isle. In fact, the whole project, because I've ran it all night and neither of us died in our sleep, has worked, but I want to do it exactly right. So when we're in Presque Isle, I'll probably go ahead and get with my local RV guy and get a house socket and go to Walmart and get a heavy duty, like a 20 amp home female socket, cut that effing cord off that thing and plug it in that way. Constantly stuff working constantly on the rig, and that's normal rig life. It's a house, but basically with all the same stuff. Let's chance it this way and see if I can catch me at all in the direct sunlight, staying away from the tree
2 minutes.
for a decent thumbnail. So it flies like it's brand new, despite your old pal Brian. I don't know what's caused your Huey to fall out of the sky like a bag of hammers. George? I don't know. Gretchen, so great to see you fly, and you have a lovely voice. Yeah. Fly that helicopter like a pro. Let's get away from Mr. Tree Face. Apparently, I'm too old to realize that I can't see properly, even with brand new eyes. Depth perception was wrong. So, wife and I have basically decided not to go into Toronto. Who needs it? This morning, I'm watching their news, and and they're using terms like
1 minute.
gridlock. Oh no, we're not going to be doing that. However, wife and I, when we first went out 8 seasons ago, we ended up at Niagara Falls, and we hired a guy by the name of Steve the Canadian. He used to be a cop. He takes a group of you in and handles everything. And we had a blast. We rode the Maid of the Mist or whatever, and just had a lovely time. Landing.
Throttle hold.
Yeah, I'm digging that rubber. I gotta ask. Told me where he got it and how he did it, but I just I've forgotten all that.
Telemetry lost.
But we could actually go in today and will, and see the Canadian side again. They have beautiful gardens and that sort of thing.
Telemetry recovered.
Wifey was ambivalent about it this morning getting up, and frankly I kind of am, but you can rest when you're dead. Tomorrow's supposed to rain eventually. I think we're going to stay here and do indoor sports. Tomorrow's the day before go day. On go day, what we like to do is just take our time, get our poop in a pile, and get everything ready to go. We are long since not concerned about seeing each and everything in a geographic area. We're about relaxing and maxing and going and doing when we want to, how we want to, etc., etc. AMRC, you said you're away from home with loved ones. That's pretty cool. So RC won't be a thing. And the cool thing about it is, like a puzzle, you can just pick it up and put it down. It works perfectly that way. Weather is shaping up in general here. Nothing below freezing. Although one of the weather liars said
4 minutes.
that they had computer models that it may freeze again here in May. So that guy may know something I don't. I don't know. I'm not seeing it, but I just love this damn plane. I was not going to leave it up in the tree. I went and bought about 90 pieces of Schedule 40 PVC or whatever and fetched it out of the tree. Man, has a bizarre radio anomaly he's trying to work out. His card somehow, I don't know, card TX16, something like that, has become corrupted. We don't know what it is exactly. But man, that makes me not want to trust that radio when I'm flying my good stuff. Luckily for me, I don't have any good stuff. I think I'm gonna bring the Bell out here. I've got 3 batteries. I tried 2 batteries yesterday to fly, no dice. Went ahead and suffering what AMRC suffers with. Them batteries are sketch on how they charge. They all will charge, but they won't, I got 5, won't necessarily charge when you want them to charge, even though it says it's charged. So I don't know what that is, but besides being wildly obnoxious. So I've charged all 3 up, the one I used yesterday and the 2 that I couldn't use. I'll bring them out and see if they'll fly. God, I wish I was as good a pilot as this thing makes you look like. Wife was making fun of all the glue. I'm like, honey, it's literally what it's made for. When it becomes 51% glue, what I'll do is, something different.
Stabilization off.
Let's
2 minutes.
see how she do stabilization off-wise. Well, shore flies better with a tight, if you'll forgive me, a tight rubber on that. Well, she sure is. She wants to. I seldom fly it, you know. Oh, what was I asking Gretchen? Does she fly with her thumbs or does she pinch? And I figured Dale would have taught her to pinch, but she says no, she flies with her thumbs. Interesting. Only person I know personally who got out of that, well, you know what? Maybe two of them. Stephen and may have both taught themselves to pinch
1 minute.
rather than
Stabilization on.
oh, much better. It's not so rolly, for lack of better terms. I think 3 batteries is enough. Y'all have heard enough of my piffle the last couple of days, so let's review. Got my plane caught in a tree. Took my 12-foot extendable ladder, got up to the base of the tree after they'd trimmed everything off. That's what they'd done. So I could get up there, get in them limbs, and my concern was there were so many limbs that I might not be able to fit between them, but shoot, I got up in there and it was fine. Pushed the plane out of the tree, broke a servo arm that apparently is fixed now with
8, 7, 6, 5.
I'm gonna get me some more of that stuff.
3, 2, 1. Timer 1 allowed.
JB Weld Black, 2-part epoxy. Holy crap, that stuff works amazing. I just tacked the busted servo extender on there, just a piece of plastic, like about half the width of a credit card. And then got it where it would hold, and then hit it, encapsulated it completely in JB Weld, and holy crap, that stuff works amazing. All right, come on in. Landing.
Throttle hold.
Yeah, this thing works great. Trying to see if it tore any. Doesn't look like it. No. Some type of silicone tubing. I'll shoot him a note. And the repairs are numerous all over, And who knows, with me,
Telemetry lost.
it could have been from previous crashes. I don't do a pre-flight on here, and that's why I don't fly scale, because I don't trust me at all. End up dropping. I saved myself 1 battery for this evening or tomorrow. Yeah, we may or may not, probably will. I think I've weaseled the wife into going in today. When one's weak, the other one's strong is how that almost always ends up working. Oh, can you see? Where's my camera? Up underneath there's a black, that's JB Weld. Otherwise, you have to buy a $38 kit from Twisted Hobbies to get that part. I'm pretty sure I have it as a spare, because I had to buy some other stuff from them. But yeah, she's working just fine. Huh. Look at that. May have to do some adjusting here. Yeah, I think I do. I got my arms wrong. I'm so dumb, I don't know if I can fly any better. Alrighty guys, we will talk at you in a bit. See ya. Oh, you thought you were rid of me. Gerald Pal Brian, back for more flying fun. This time we're going to be using the Bell 206.
Throttle hold.
And somehow I need to rebind it.
Throttle active.
There we go. Let's see if the batteries work. Well, so far. I don't know which battery it is, though. I love this thing. I have 2 of them. No wind, so I get to fly it uncharacteristically high and further away from me. She gets like a 3-degree bank. That's all right. There again, I mean, these things were made as toys, and some folks don't appreciate that. But I'm just glad this market is kind of open and people are figuring it out. We're not going to fly it for 6 minutes. I think I'm going to just run it down to about 3 or 4 minutes. And we're going to call that quits. And do that a couple more times. You'd think I'd run out of blather. Next place is Kingston. Can't remember. I think the campground is out in the middle of nowhere. And I forget what our itinerary is there. Weather is mixed bag. It's half and half. This is the furthest I've ever flown the thing away from me. And generally the highest. It's so funny because you can scratch your nose with these. On the other ones, not so much. You do not have the opportunity to scratch your nose.
High rates.
Go ahead and put it in high rates, see if I can get any more out of it. Nah, not really. Well, I get more tail authority, which I like a lot. Holy crap, Mr. Huey does not enjoy that at all. You know, I did bring the radios for this and the Huey, just in case I had a problem with my main radio. I just don't use it. Probably won't use it at all. It's beautiful. Beautiful little aircraft. Alright, well, we know this battery works. Let's go ahead and try the other one, shall we? Not going to be a good spot. Not going to be able to do a good spot landing, I'm sure.
4 minutes.
There we go. What? What?
Throttle hold.
I'll take it. What else? I don't know what we're doing in Kingston. But we are in Presque Isle May 16th. So I don't know. Today's getting close to the 20-something another, 23rd, 24, and what I'll be doing is getting a bunch of stuff done while I'm there. As I mentioned, I'm going to work on that fireplace.
Throttle active.
I remember
Throttle hold.
when we first got it, the fireplace, oh cheese. I remember looking at that thing with great disdain, thinking, nah, it's not going to work. It was the best thing ever. The rig is equipped with a giant furnace which sucks down propane at an alarming rate. That's for below freezing, because it heats up not only the living area but the basement, and even below that there are tanks, a sub basement if you will. Well, this battery has a little better punch than that other one. The world's worst hat cam. Yeah, mine on the end of the... What are we doing? We're blinking already. Huh. Interesting. So I need to set that one aside.
6 minutes.
We'll be getting 6 minutes out of that one. And mark it and see if it's a shite battery. Okay, so I charged, air quotes, charged all 3 of these. So we're going to put that one in the right-hand side of my pocket. I'm going to isolate it. I think I got a light marker and just put a little dot on it. It's number 3. See if I can remember that, huh? Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I haven't really looked because, frankly, I don't give a crap. But it'd be interesting to see who is starting to get tariffed on with our toys. You know, is anybody ordering one of these for $37 and then they get a bill for another $73?
Throttle active. Binding.
Be interesting to know. Just glorious. Stupid. I mean, stupid. Yes, I'm getting cheesecake.
6 minutes.
It's so stable that it's obnoxious to some people. To me, just amazing. Who else? Cassandra, Gail, Josh, Dale, McMoyer. Sand crab.
5 minutes.
Virginia Barefoot Boy. Lantern Aid, or whoever that is, the young man that's restoring our faith in humanity and young people. I don't know. I forget it's a thing. Who else? Isn't that just amazing? It's shocking to me what value we were able to get, and then tariffs. Hopefully they'll get their crap in a pile. That is a monumental deal, playing with world economies. We shall see. All right, we'll go ahead and set this one down. I don't think I have any more batteries. I can't recall. Let's see.
4 minutes.
Holy crap, that scares me. Yeah, that lack of
Throttle hold.
ability to control this thing precisely gives me the heebie-jeebies, whatever that is. Yeah, it's my last battery. So we're gonna, it was battery number 3, I'll be able to remember that. What else? Gosh, wife and I are getting jazzed about getting a puppy. We're going through all the machinations of what we deal with. We're going to be blessed in that we're going to be able to do all the training and everything we need to do while we're on the road. That's pretty big. Yeah. We've come to grips with the fact that most likely said puppy will chew on my stuff, and that's just what you deal with.
Throttle warning. Switch warning.
A lot of warnings.
3.
Yeah, ooh, got the is it the T15? And he says he's very satisfied with it. He is of tad persnickety about his parts and pieces. And rightly so, to be honest with you. You spent good money on something, you want it to be right, so. We were talking yesterday. I'm glad his deck project turned out good. He's got to get some rails up on it because
Throttle active. Binding.
I need to spread my blades out a bit before I do anything. You know what I mean? That's hard on it, and these things are not precision devices. What did George call this thing? A MD coffee grinder? MD 500 coffee grinder. Yeah, speaking of which, he was musing about coffee, and it's funny because to this day, I think the best cup of coffee is at McDonald's. And I'm like, man, how can they be so good and so cheap? They're like $1 for any size or some craziness like that. And I figured it out. Volume. Same reason Starbucks is so good. You know, they're consistently good. I guess. I don't know. I've never really had them. But buying power.
9 minutes.
And I drink French roast and Colombian pods through our friends at Walmart, and in doing so I enjoy an excellent cup of coffee. Buying power, it's got to be what it is. I'm so sorry about my coughing. I got post-nasal drip from effing allergies. Told y'all my observation very simply was that I considered everything, being away from friends and loved ones, how your relationships either strengthen or decay, and all the above. And what ended up happening was I didn't think about being in spring perpetually. Now we do get a break when we get in Presque Isle around June or so. Stuff starts to get better because stuff isn't blooming as much, but it's still blooming. I'm on a Zyrtec, and thank you, McMoyer, by the way, for your thoughts on that chemical. It's funny because my wife, I go, oh man, I said, hey, listen, I got the hookup on nose meds, and she looks at it at the counter and goes, honey, that's the same thing you've been taking. Ooh, what is that? Huh, I heard an overspin. Get her a little bit lower. Huh. What caused that overspin? Didn't change performance, but it made a noise. Yeah, I wonder how Dale fixed his tailbone. I guess you could just stick something in it
7
and
minutes.
slide it back together. Epoxy or something. God, these things are so cool. I mean, I know I say it all the time, as does Crunch and Just about anybody else that flies these things. I wish I had a little bit of sunlight there. That'd be cool. Yeah, if my Huey had that tail authority, that would make me much happier. But if you fly out like so, you don't really have a problem, do you? I just love these damn things, and man, they're going to be hard to lay hands on. Hopefully, these goofballs will be able to figure out their problems. This makes me happy. Batteries have been charged for a long time for these, and I'm old school. I don't like leaving them charged. There's one guy, I forget his name, Cub Crazy. He just leaves them charged. Leaves them all charged. Doesn't care. And if they go bad, just replace them. Alright. We've discharged that battery enough. I do not have 14 minutes of blather in me. This one you gotta just get it close and flip the switch.
Throttle home.
Yes, that's exactly how that works. What else? What else? I think I called everybody's name out that was, oh, of course, In the Tube Deep and San Diego Ute fan who helps me get my mind right the other day about a minor issue. Alright, so we end up having to switch to a totally different deal on here. But no, the radio, it makes it flawless. I was going to
Switch warning.
use ELRS because this thing couldn't be figured out by the powers that be on our web forums. As it turns out, they were able to figure it out and decode the existing what would we call it, protocol. Straighten those blades out before we give her a fly. How do I do this? Ooh, wait a minute.
High rates. Takeoff. Stabilizer. 0 volts. Low battery. Battery critical.
Not true. Measuring 8.4. Yeah, this thing just gives me the creeps. It really does. I want full ass control, and we do not have full ass control on this thing. Here's my, so I'm at we'll call it full rates. Okay, we need to take that nanny off. How do I do that? I forget. I do not want to flip switches forgetting them. Anyway, here, you'll see my tail. That's it. Not enough to get out of trouble with an evasive action. I cannot have that. What were we using? To take it out of nanny mode. I can't remember. The switches ain't marked. Just beautiful. Old George got lucky. I think it's flying it in the rain, George. I think that's your problem.
8.2 volts.
I think a drop hit. What this thing likes to do I created a slight short on this doing some surgery to it. It just shuts it off. So I'm thinking a drop of water or something got in there. I don't fly my electronics in the rain. Do I? Yeah, probably every now and again. Now I got a friend of mine that said he ordered one of these. I need to send him a note and ask him if he actually did. These things are so easy to teach yourself nose in on.
8.1 volts.
Yeah, I want to be able to whip that damn thing around and you can't do it. I think if Gretchen had a full CP, her hand-eye is such that she could figure out the spot landings a whole lot easier. These are just nannied to death. And it's funny there again to watch the blather about it. Just trying to let this thing do what it does.
7.9 volts.
See if it'll hold in place. Find it a patch of something. Let's get a photo. You can't see it. Army.
7.8 volts.
Yeah, just trying to do an altitude hold. That's funny. Well, it's going to take the wifey poo about an hour to get ready. When I go back in, she's still going to be there sipping her coffee. She had a tough life working, and I let her do her thing, which gives me plenty of time to do my dumb things.
7.7 volts.
And I think we're low enough voltage where I'll just go ahead and bring her in. That's another one where you just kind of drop it down and shut it off,
Throttle hold.
which suits me. Makes me sweat. Alright guys, you have put up with me in my mega blather. Whatever your drive home is, this should be sufficient. And yeah, thanks for hanging out as always. I love the vicarious hangouts with people who have similar interests. And the ability to do this all over the world. My dad did the same thing. He did it with ham radio, amateur radio. I'd meet people that my dad had known for years, but he had only known them via ham radio from all over the world. And now with the interwebs, as onerous as they can be, we're being tracked. I think right now with our generations, we can enjoy non-crappy benefits of the interwebs, if you'll agree with me. And as always, see ya.